oppose the VAT increase solely because we have nothing to do. It is going to harness, it's going to make it difficult for the working class to survive. Secondly, this VAT increase, it is perpetuated by liberalism, supported by the DA. You know what the DA says? The DA says, we will support the VAT as long as you withdraw the NHI, as long as you withdraw the land expropriation, as long as you withdraw all these other progressive policies. So we must not be confused that the DA was progressive. The DA in its nature can never be progressive because it thrives and survives on the blood and the sweat of the working class, which you are. So the DA comes with this that does not support the VAT because it could not win the ANC in its caucus. That we draw this NHI, we draw the land question, and all these other progressive principal laws that have been passed by government. So we must never be confused by the DA, comrades. The other issue, comrades, is that the South African Communist Party has taken a decision to contest elections. It must be very clear. ANC, it's not elections. Elections are a contested terrain of who has better battles and proposals. We are going to venture into contesting elections not because of the ANC. The ANC is not even a factor in our decision. The decision why we stand to contest the elections, it is because for the past 22 years, the South African Communist Party has been debating the state power question. What is then the state power question? The state power question says, in 1993 we drafted a program, the South African Communist Party to transition to socialism. In that program we then say, the South African Communist Party must avoid to stand for elections, must avoid to contest elections. Up until a time where the liberation forces has been taken away by the liberal ideology to such an extent that they can no longer implement the National Democratic Revolution. What does it mean? It means the South African Communist Party is a party of power. But on this decision, on the South African context, we said, we will not contest elections unless the liberation movement has been taken away by the liberal ideology. What is this liberal ideology we're talking about? The VAT increase is one of the two. The fiscal and the monetary policies that perpetuate these fiscal policies in this system of finance in our country. It is liberal ideology. The austerity measures, cutting of budget in health, cutting of budget in education, cutting of budget in all strategic public sector services. That is liberalism, neoliberalism. And now that the collaboration of the DA and the ANC happens, unfortunately, at a time when the Communist Party takes a decision to contest elections. It is not about the ANC, comrades. It is not about anyone else. Our agenda is a class program, the working class. So we must not leave here and say that we are going to contest the ANC. The ANC is not elections. The ANC is contesting, is part of the terrain that is contested. And that terrain, it is the working class. We are contesting these elections to have to give a direction of our own revolution. In terms of the working class must go and must be headed. So this has nothing to do with the alliance and whatsoever. It has everything to do with the struggle of the workers in our country. Up until a time where I don't see, by the way, the ANC recovering from this amalgamation and this relationship that it has with the DA and all these other lumpen organizations. The Communist Party will remain the only vehicle in the hands of the workers that will achieve and drive this country to the National Democratic Revolution, comrades. So we must emphasize that point of view. We will then need the unified working class movement. The unified working class movement. Because Lenin says, the trade, you know there's a story about Lenin and Trotsky. Lenin at the time he was very sick. and Trotsky was contesting Lenin in the Bolsheviks. Trotsky writes a document about the task, the role and the task of the Union. Trotsky presents this nice document in the Political Bureau, agitating discussions about what is the trade union. Then this document is taken to Lenin. Because Trotsky was contesting Lenin, then Lenin rubbishes the document of Trotsky and says, it is so unfortunate that a political bureau member can produce such a high quality question and produce less substantial debate on this question. Then Lenin says, a trade union, it is the movement. It is actually a school, a dynamic school with no learner and a teacher. It is a school of communism and it is a school of economics. That is what a trade union is about. It is about to agitate debates of economics. It is to agitate debates of communism. That is why the Vanguard Party feels that it is very important that we cannot let the workers be alone. The workers must be guided by the Vanguard Party because the working class, it is a class for communism above everything else. So we are here, comrades, to register our support to this Congress, to say that we are not being new and we are expecting that come 2026, the young workers who are sitting in this Congress will be the preachers of our position. Because this position is not the position of the working class. It is the position to give a direction of our revolution in the working class struggle. Says one of my comrades. Says one of my comrades. Another thing we must correct, comrades. As a progressive revolutionary movement, we can't take easily the gender struggle. We must commend the Protea branch of having to deliver maximum women in terms of their delegation. I think we should give them a round of applause. And we must also commend Target branch for doing that noble thing. Thomas Samora Machel singles out the struggle of women, that women are suffering through triple challenges. Women are suffering because they are black, they are suffering because they are women, they are suffering because they have no economic needs. For any revolutionary movement that takes serious the plight of women, it can't allow this embarrassment to happen again. You must then enforce the parity question in all fronts of anywhere. Thank you.
Amanda, how are we doing?